Now, there's something that can be even more difficult or even insidious for you to have to come to terms with is when that one narcissist is attached to an entire system that goes along with that narcissist bent or inclinations. And when you fall out of favor with the narcissist, you can fall out of favor with the entire group, and then you can be exposed to what we refer to as gang stalking. But when we talk about gang stalking in the context of where most of you live, or inside of organizations, maybe you were a whistleblower with something that went wrong, and then as the time goes by, weeks, months, years, decades, that one who married into the system may realize, I so don't fit here. I don't think like you people. I don't respect the way you treat people. And then when that becomes more and more obvious and you may wind up moving away, here comes the entirety of the system's venom against you. That's what I mean when I say there can be a gang stalking when the entirety of the group can come after you. People inside this gang or this collective don't listen, they tell. And ultimately, as they come against you, there's all sorts of tactics that they can use. Whether it's a strong smear campaign or harassing you via social media, they can be very clear that you are to be excluded. They can hinder you even as you try to go toward other individuals. It's like they'll chase you down and try to get those other individuals to hate you as much as they do. They can have open insults and declarations, propaganda that targets you in a public kind of way. They can try to sabotage some of your efforts in a work situation. Sometimes they'll bully people that are close to you, whether it's your children or your friends, and they can block alliances that you're trying to make. I mean, the possibilities can be endless. Basically, what you're dealing with is an entire system of self-righteous haters who are intent on shaming you. They're intent on punishing you simply because you're different. You don't think the way that they do. You're a nonconformist as far as they're concerned. I talked with one guy who was at a grocery store, just a public place, and one of the people inside the gang that he walked away from accosted him there in the grocery store and started talking with him about all sorts of terrible things. You can sometimes feel isolated and lonely because of all of this. It's going to be necessary as you realize that there is this collective group of narcissists who are more than willing to pull together and then agree that they're going to just make your life miserable. It's, you against the group. Self-preservation is going to need to be your priority number one. These individuals are predators. They have zero empathy. They have zero kindness. When you're confronted by these individuals and they're going to come after you, save your breath with respect to speaking about your different ideas or how kooky they are or how difficult they are, because these individuals have a very predictable lack of logic and reason. You're going to need to cut ties with a group like that as thoroughly as you can, and then frankly make room for some heartache, realizing that was a group that maybe I used to be a part of, but I can't be a part of them anymore. And there's such a toxicity to the entire system that I just can't allow myself to be a part of that. Typically, when you have this gang stalking and then the gang rejection of you, there usually is a strong leader that everybody takes their cues from. It all depends on the size of the group. There may be 2 or 3 of them. And these individuals, like I say, they've sold their soul down, their individuality down the river, that they just take their cues from individuals who have nothing but contempt and a false need for superiority. And then let's remind ourselves that your satisfaction in life, of course, is going to be tied at some level to the level of associations and connections you have with other individuals. But ultimately, your satisfaction in life is not necessarily derived from the reinforcement of groups, but it comes from you knowing that your character is right and that you have a sense of forward movement in your own personal life. And when this gang comes after you and says, well, we don't agree with you, we don't like you, we don't want you as part of our group, just in your mind, it's like, good for me on that. These are individuals that just don't have good insight. That being the case, pull back, reconnect with your own self and your own self-care, and then you're going to need to move forward with